Well, you know, when I grew up, you didn't even have seatbelts. And now this is a generation that is one of the most protected, sheltered. They have safety seals on medicine. You don't have teeter-totters anymore in case someone gets hurt. So this is a sheltered generation in a lot of ways. But the world is smaller. Everything is closer now, and they feel that the community of faith, growing up in Christianity, is overprotective. They want to engage the world, but they feel as though if they take too many risks with their faith.
So literally people are walking away from the church because in some ways we've made the church too safe.
Yeah, which is just a modern day tragedy, isn't it? I mean, when we talk about faith and the idea of living on mission for Christ and what he calls us to give up, and they don't see people in their churches taking the kinds of risks that they actually see in the pages of Scripture. They say that Christianity is too safe, it's overprotective for the kinds of things that they want to do.
It was interesting too that you said one of the 6 reasons, the primary reasons you gave in the book, was also anti-science.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, if you can picture this from the research that we've done with teenagers and the research that we've done with young adults, more than half of all church-going teenagers are interested in careers in science or technology. So that includes medicine, that includes healthcare, that includes engineering, mathematics, hard sciences. 52% of the young people in your churches are interested in those careers. And yet they feel as though many churches are either silent or antagonistic to issues of science and technology. And so there's this huge disconnect on issues of science, and how is it that we mentor and raise this next generation of individuals who are involved in science.
One thing that was intriguing to me about the research, and even the name of the book, You Lost Me, is you were technically saying there are segments of our culture, people groups, that we are losing based on some of those 6 reasons. Like, for example, overprotective, there's a group of people specifically that we're losing related to that issue.
Yeah, young artists, young designers, young musicians, Katy Perry, David Bazan. These are people that are interested in engaging the world and engaging pop culture. Katy Perry does an interview in Rolling Stone and said she had to eat angeled eggs rather than deviled eggs, growing up as pastor's kid. And that's our theory of cultural engagement. So are we allowing the next generation of designers and artists and musicians and the creative soul of Christianity to be unleashed? And so we're losing so many young artists.
So in your mind, again, back to the original question, how does this help us in our discussions, in the decisions we're making in the church, once we look at this, change things?
Well, it gives us handles. It gives us opportunities to be thinking about how do we actually rethink and understand the real spiritual journeys that young people are taking. And again, as a dad, as a pastor's son, as someone who's been involved in the church, I love Jesus, I love the church, I love this generation and the hope they represent. I want to see them together. And so I think we need to start a conversation about the real things that separate us as generations and how we leave a legacy of faith.